Hi, this is Annie with Switchback Savvy. I'm here in El Paso, Texas for the Switchbacks versus El Paso Locomotive game. Come along with me as we tour the city and then enjoy a recap of the game. Once again, I utilized Groom transportation for my trip to the airport. I flew Frontier to El Paso. Frontier has a great new wing at DIA with eateries. Boarding the airplane is done by walking onto the tarmac and taking a ramp or stairs up to the plane's doors. The flight was just under 2 hours. The El Paso International Airport is a little larger than Colorado Springs Airport. You will have to walk a ways to get to the rental car garage. I arrived in the early afternoon, so I had a couple of hours before I could check into my hotel. I decided to use the time to take Scenic Drive, which is a winding road located in the central part of El Paso at the end of Franklin Mountains. It has lookout points along the way where you can get amazing views of the city, including downtown El Paso, Juarez, and Sunland Park. I then met 8th Notch members Cody and Skye at their favorite restaurant, Lucy's West Cafe, for dinner. It was great to discuss the match ahead and enjoy each other's company. I stayed at the Courtyard by Marriott El Paso downtown. It's conveniently located 1 block from Locomotive Stadium. My room was clean and very comfortable. On Saturday morning, I decided to explore downtown. My first stop was the El Paso Museum of History, only 1 block over from my hotel. The museum is home to the only interactive digital wall of its kind in the United States and one of 4 in the world. It was interesting to navigate the different images of El Paso to learn more about the city. The various exhibits include El Paso's music industry, military history, and native cultures. Inside the museum, you will find exhibits depicting El Paso's rich history. I was really interested to see the information about Pancho Villa and the Mexican Revolution, as my great-grandfather was a colonel in the Mexican military at the time. On my way out of the museum, I ran into the Switchbacks team headed into the stadium for the morning practice. They were kind enough to pose for a photo. Shortly after that, I ran into former Switchbacks player Wahab Akwe, who now plays for Locomotive. We were able to chat and get a photo as well. El Paso has some great architecture in the plaza area. My next stop was El Paso Museum of Art, just 2 blocks from my hotel. Exhibits in the art museum include European Baroque and Renaissance work. The El Paso Museum of Art's Art School student gallery is also located here. One of my favorite exhibits while I was there was Siempre Selena, an exhibit featuring photographs by John Dyer. Selena-inspired costumes and memorabilia contributed by the El Paso community to commemorate the legacy of Selena Quintanilla Perez, the Queen of Tejano music. I then headed to Cuñados for some lunch. On Saturday, they offer an all-you-can-eat buffet of authentic Mexican food. My last sightseeing activity was to tour the El Paso Holocaust Museum and Study Center. The museum has an amazing collection of World War II memorabilia contributed by those who fought in the war and those who survived the concentration camps and later made El Paso their home. Videos recorded by these individuals telling their history was quite moving. Before heading back to my hotel to change for the game, I came across Gozo's Ice Cream. The store is run by hardworking employees who have either an intellectual or developmental disability. The homemade ice cream was delicious. I was invited by the 8th Notch supporters to join them at the B-17 Bombers Oyster Pub, just a couple of blocks from the stadium. A great place to grab a drink before the game, and I appreciated the opportunity to do a scarf trade. Tonight's game is between El Paso Locomotive and Switchbacks FC. Locomotive was founded in 2018 and plays at Southwest University Park in downtown El Paso. The stadium is shared with the El Paso Chihuahuas baseball team. The stadium opened in 2014 and has a capacity of 7,500. Both teams are in the USL Championship Western Conference. Entering tonight's competition, Switchbacks sit at number 3 with 44 points. El Paso sits at number 12 with 21 points. The teams have met 16 times, with El Paso owning the head-to-head with 7 wins to Switchbacks' 3 wins. Locomotive has 2 former Switchbacks players, Wahab Akwe, who played with Switchbacks the first half of this season, and Dennis Erdman, who was with the Switchbacks from 2022 to 2023. The Switchbacks have former Locomotive player Justin Dillon, who joined the club this season. I connected with fellow Switchbacks fans Desiree and her family before entering the stadium. We enjoyed the pregame activities along the concourse. Tonight's giveaway was a poster, and I got a photograph with Ozzy, the team mascot. You can see my hotel across the pitch on the far side of the stadium. They have a great merchandise shop which carries items for both the Locomotive and Chihuahuas. Our section was on the far side of the stadium, which gave us a chance to see the various concessions and club activity booths available along the concourse. I also ran into fellow Switchbacks fans Michelle and her family, who had traveled from Colorado Springs for the game. We could see the teams getting ready to enter the stadium on the Jumbotron. Both teams entered the pitch to the fanfare of smoke and flames. Although the temperature at kickoff was around 90 degrees, it was a pleasant evening.
Let's go, local fans. Let them know you're here.
Come on, Switchbacks!
The Jumbotron had our logo, but it was labeled as Detroit, who was Locomotive's last opponent at home. This was quickly rectified a couple of minutes later. Cabrera finds Rivas in the box, who puts the ball out to Calvillo, whose early shot goes wide. Rivas' chance in the box is grabbed by Herrera. The 8th Notch were in good form and cheering on the Locomotive. Calvillo finds Rivas, who has a good chance, but Herrera is able to gather it without issue. Damas gets the ball in the box, but Alfaro makes a good play on the ball to prevent the shot. Rocha passes to Hanya, who makes a break, but his attack is broken up by Ortiz. This shot by Stauffer is deflected and rolls to a waiting Herrera. Enriquez puts a lovely cross to Hanya on the other side of the field, who cuts across and coolly slots the ball away in the near corner to give the Switchbacks a 1-0 lead. Rocha's corner is headed away. However, he sends it back in, finding Mahoney, whose header goes just over the bar. Enriquez's cross looks to find Damas in the box, but Waite punches the ball away for the Locomotive. 8th Notch continues to urge their team on. McGee's pass finds Hanya, however he is ruled offsides. This free kick by Calvillo sails over the goal. As the first half ends, the Switchbacks go into the locker room with a 1-0 lead. Time to take a break and grab an ice-cold lemonade before the next half starts. Enriquez's powerful free kick stung the hands of Waite. Stauffer on the break finds Ruiz unmarked at the far post, who heads it in for the equalizer. Stauffer receives the cross and passes to Cabrera, who sends the ball high over the goal. Rocha's corner is cleared out, but McGee gets it and sends a powerful strike just wide of the goal. Enriquez breaks free and crosses the ball to Damas, who is called for a foul in the box and is given a yellow card. Williams' shot from distance went wide of the goal. Moreno crosses the ball to Stauffer, whose shot sailed over the bar. Cavillo's attempt from distance went wide of the goal. This long ball to Cabrera is passed to Moreno, who is fouled in the box by Herrera, drawing a penalty and a yellow card for the Switchbacks goalie. The penalty attempt by Calvillo is saved by Herrera, who dives the correct way. Herrera blocks this solid shot by Ortiz. This shot by Fjellberg rolls just wide of the goal. Mahoney's header off the corner has to be cleared off the line by Ruiz. This chance by Rivas was blocked and then smothered by Herrera. At the other end, Switchbacks continue to send balls into the box, but El Paso's dogged defense prevented the game winner. The same can be said of El Paso's pressure and the Switchbacks' resolute defense. It was a very exciting last few minutes of the match. Ruiz's cross is headed at the goal by Dollemeyer, but Herrera tips it over the bar. This shot by Rivas went just over the bar.
I think you're tired. Not tired. Pretty sure you're tired.
At the final whistle, there just wasn't enough time for either team to get that final winning goal.
Every time we go on the road, he never sees Liam.
I want to thank the traveling fans for making their way to El Paso for the match. I also want to thank Switchbacks players Herrera, Enriquez, Tejada, and Fjellberg for stopping by our section to thank us for traveling. It was an exciting match between two teams at either end of the table. Congrats to Hanya on his goal and to Herrera for his spectacular penalty save, which salvaged a point on the road. Looking at my receipt roundup, I spent $180 on airfare, $364 on hotel, and $124 on the rental car, for a total of $668. By the way, all the museums I visited in El Paso were free admission, but they appreciate a donation. Please like, subscribe, and share this video out, and as always, go Switchbacks, come on you black and blue.